Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Lilo N Stitches. I am your yarn host Jennifer and today is day 1 of Premiere Week. Now today we are going to make this really cute little headband. It ties in the back. It occurred to me after I was making this that there might be some people that have trouble with ties. So if you want to follow this part of the headband, you can also just crochet the rest of the length in like half double crochets or single crochets to create an actual physical band around your headband if you want to do that instead, if that makes that easier. It occurred to me after I did the tutorial because, let me show you. There's a tie here that has my hair in it, of course. And this is the tutorial. However, if you want instead, if you don't like the ties, you can just chain up and around and back and forth for a couple of rows, and you will have a perfectly fantastic headband that just slides on your head. But this one ties because I like having the tie back there. I think it's cute. So this is what it looks like. You can make it in lots of different colors because it's made with the cotton batik yarn, and the cotton batik comes in lots of beautiful stripy colors. And I like working with some of these because, let me tie it in without pinching my hair. So the cotton batik is a very soft yarn and it's on sale right now for $2.49. Really killer deal. And I have I have 6 colors on my desk to show you. This one is I think this is roller skates. I think that's what it's called. And this is the colorway that we use to make this. It is a very soft yarn. The cotton batik is 100% cotton. And it is machine wash, warm and tumble dry, medium heat. But I don't dry this on a high heat, and I don't wash the cotton on a hot wash. I wash it in a cooler wash because cotton can shrink, and I don't want to damage. Even though it says you can do that, I don't want to damage the beautiful cotton that is like in here. Like, cotton shrinks, we know this. You ever thrown your jeans in too hot and they come out and they're tight? It's because you shrunk the cotton a little bit. So even though it says that you can wash and dry it in hot, I would wash it in cool just to preserve it, make it last longer. Although you don't need to really throw the headband in the washer, but this makes beautiful, the cotton batik makes beautiful garments. It makes beautiful shirts, tank tops, cardigans. Like, there's not much you can't make with this. It's a really nice yarn. And if you so wanted, you were so inclined, you could also make hand towels and washcloths and stuff with it. Because it's only $2.49. Now, this is 180 yards, 100% cotton. It's a 100-gram ball. It is, all Premier yarns are made in Turkey. They have their own mill over there. All their yarns come from Turkey. And in my humble opinion, the Turkish yarns are the ones I reach for first. I love yarns that are made in Turkey. I think they are just beautiful yarn. My personal preference. So, they're all a medium weight number 4. And they come in just beautiful, beautiful rainbowy colors. This is the color Picnic. And it's got this beautiful denim blue. A little bit of like a, not quite an olive green, but like olive green leaning with some white and some really pretty pastel pink. This is what it looks like knit up. Gorgeous yarn. Then we have the color, and these are not even all the colors. These are colors that I have close by. This is the color Pink Pop. And it is kind of black, but it's like a blue black. So it's like a really dark navy blue with gray and pink. And the pink is kind of like fuchsia. So it's beautiful, and that's what it works up like in knit. This one is one of my favorites. There's also one called Beach, which I know that I have. It is like a coral and an aquamarine color mixed with white. I don't have it right here right now. It's somewhere in my stash. But it is beautiful. Beautiful. It's one of my favorites. But this one is gorgeous too. This one's another one of my favorites. This is Lush Lavender. And it's just shades of purple with white. And it's so beautiful. And this yarn is really soft. Like, it's a really nice cotton. This is the color Coral Crush. So it's black and coral and some grays. And then the last one that I have on my desk currently is Sailor Stripes, which is a denim. It's denim. It's like dark blue jeans mixed with acid wash blue jeans. It's so pretty. And that's what it looks like. It's beautiful. These are all stripy colors. This is one of my favorite cottons from Premier. Well, I say one of. They have Cotton Sprout is really nice. The Cotton Batik is really nice. Premier's got some nice cottons. Like, I really enjoy working with their cottons. But I chose to make headbands because this headband was... I made this headband... I made one of these headbands a couple weeks ago, pre-Valentine's Day. And so many people were like, can you please show us how to make the headband? The headband is so cute. So I was like, okay, well, we'll make the headband for Premiere Week. It's wide on the top. It's almost football shaped. It's wide on the top to hold down all of those stray hairs, you know, the ones that are always like getting in your way, getting in your nerves. But it goes down to a string or a really thin strap on the back so that you don't have that extra bulk on the back of your head where it makes your hair stand up, so that, you guys know what I'm talking about with headbands. So that's why I kept it a string on the back, or you could do the thin strap that I talked about if you don't like the idea of the ties. Very, very easy to do this pattern. So yeah, like I said, this is on sale. It's $2.49. It is normally $5 a ball. So if you want some of this, I would check it out right now. I have compared this to, I love this cotton from Hobby Lobby because it's comparable in the way it feels. It's a very soft cotton. It works up very nice, but it's like, in my opinion, it's prettier, but it's cheaper right now. So snatch it up if you can. You get lots of different colors, make lots of different headbands for yourself. I will link it below. All of the links for this week are affiliate links. It means I make a small percentage back. If you decide to purchase any of these yarns, I would just appreciate you click the links. But also, when you click the link, it takes you straight to the yarn, so you don't have to go searching for it on Premier's website, and it'll take you straight to the sale page. Make your life so much easier. Are these not cute? They're so cute. Alright, so stay tuned. The tutorial for the headband is coming up next. Okay, to get started, I just have one skein of the Cotton Batik. This is the color Roller Coaster. We are going to start with a slip knot. Slip knot can be very easily made by making an awareness ribbon with the short tail on the bottom, pinch at the X, go from top to bottom, pull up a loop. There we have a slip knot. Now, we are going to chain the length from the top of our ear to the top of the other ear. And for me, that is just about 12 inches. So we're gonna chain about, and you can go a little bit shy of 12 inches. You can go 10 inches. Actually, I think I'm gonna do 10 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's not long enough. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Let's measure 30. Let's go to 34. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I am using a 6mm hook. You may need to chain more or less depending on if you choose to use a 6mm hook or not. So for me, that was 34 stitches. If you're making this for a kid, you can obviously make this smaller. 34 inches is just at 10 inches. Or 34 stitches is just at 10 inches, which will work for me. because this is going to stretch a little bit when after you have some wear and tear in your head and you're really using it. So I stitched 34. I'm going to add one more. That's going to be my turning chain. And then we're just going to single crochet in each stitch across. So you should have 34 single crochets when you get back to the end of the row. I'm not counting because I'm not that picky when it comes to that. This is a headband, guys. This does not have to be perfection as long as you are mindful and you are not adding too many stitches or subtracting too many stitches. It's not a big deal. I am a very laid-back crocheter and a laid-back tutorialist. So, if you have about 34, it will work. If you don't, it will still work. As long as it kind of will stretch from your ear to your ear, or where you want your headband to lay. The stitch count, not so important. This cotton yarn, I know that I've already talked to you guys about it in the intro. And by the way, my intros get filmed after I finish the tutorial, so I don't know what I said in the intro yet. That's just a little filming secret. That's just between us. Don't tell nobody. So, this yarn works up magnificently in all kinds of projects. It's soft enough to be baby garments. It's a nice cotton. It is sturdy enough. I mean, if you wanted to use it for washcloths, you could, but like, I'm not. I feel like that's a waste of this cotton. This cotton could be, this is garment cotton. It's garment cotton. Everything I've made out of this cotton has been garments or wearables of some sort. And this headband is still a garment, even though it's a very small garment, it's still a garment. Now what we're trying to build for this headband is we're going to be kind of making like an archway. So what we're going to do when we get to the end is we're just going to single crochet to the end, but when we chain up to go to the next row, we're going to do decreases on the both ends of this headband. Okay, so I'm at the last stitch. I'm going to put my last single crochet. I'm going to chain one. We're going to turn and make sure I have enough yarn pulled out of my beautiful ball right there. And that's so pretty. Alright, so now what we're going to do is on this end and this end, every row, we're going to decrease by 3. So what I mean by that is we're going to single crochet 3 stitches together. So let me zoom you guys in so you can see, really see what I'm doing. Alright, now you're going to pull up a loop from the first stitch, the second stitch, and the third stitch. So you should have 4 stitches on your hook, and you are going to pull through all of them. That is 3 single crochets together, and then you're going to single crochet across the row like you're minding your own business. You're just crocheting down the road, and then when you get to the last 3 stitches on the other side, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to crochet until you get to the 4th from the last stitch, and we're going to do the same thing. It'll be easy peasy. And it is a windy day outside, so you are going to hear my wind chime. It is right on the other side of my window, and I can hear it chiming very loudly today. There are also 3 puppies in the house. I say puppies, but they're of all ages. They're dogs. And they bark randomly, so if there's barking during this tutorial, I apologize in advance, but they're dogs. They have minds of their own. And when it's just me here in the house, they bark. Because they're trying to protect mommy from all the bad people that walk down the street. See, that was Scarlet. I say, I warned you. I know my dogs. What's funny is Bentley, the puppy, has been correcting Scarlet when she barks. He gets on her and he's like, hey, knock it off. And that's the puppy growling. Alright, so we're almost to the end. We have 5 stitches left. Right, now we have 3 stitches left, so we're going to pull up a loop in those last 3 stitches, and pull through all of them. We're going to chain 1 and turn. That is what that should look like so far. It's just going to ever so slightly come in on the ends. Next row, we're going to do that 3 together again. We're going to make sure we go into the first stitch, pull up a loop, the second stitch, pull up a loop, and the third stitch and pull up a loop. Oh, that purple is so pretty. You guys notice my hook kind of matches my yarn? That was planned. Alright, then we're going to single crochet across once again, just like we did. This tutorial came because so many people were just fascinated with my headband that I just kind of created in the car. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I got to remember how I did it because everybody wants the tutorial for the headband. Sometimes you make something because it's a necessity for yourself and you don't realize people are going to love it, because it was literally thrown together while I was driving because I needed something on my head when I went shopping to keep my hair out of my face because it was on my nerves. And I also like car crochet because it keeps my hands and my mind busy. And sometimes I need that. I just need to keep busy. This purple is so pretty. I don't think my hook has purple in it, but it definitely has that greeny, aqua, greeny, turquoise, whatever we want to call that color, and the pink that's in this yarn. Alright, now, before we get to the end, one more stitch. We gotta make sure we don't accidentally crochet too far. See, now we have 3 stitches left. I'm gonna pull up a loop, pull up a loop, pull up a loop. Go through all 4, chain 1, and turn once again. Every row is exactly the same as that. I'm gonna decrease the first 3 stitches. 2 and 3. And then we're going to single crochet across. Ooh, I keep sliding out. Hi, Scarlet. Alright, now we're getting towards the end. We got the last 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3. Pull up a loop in each stitch. Pull through all 4. Chain 1. Turn our work. So that is 1, 2, 3. I think that was our 4th row. I'm going to do it again. We're going to decrease the first 3 stitches. And see how it's caving in this way? Eventually we're going to run a bead. Well, not a bead. We're going to run a row of stitches around the outside to smooth that out and to make it look more uniform. So if it doesn't look real pretty right now, don't worry about it. We're gonna fix that. And we're going to single crochet back across. Now, of course, if you don't like the look of this colorway or the way this yarn looks, you can use any cotton for this. You can actually use any acrylic for this as well. Just keep in mind you want like a thinner yarn, so it's not real like a heavy, because you're making a headband, you're not making ear warmers. And that's why I like this cotton, because it's on the thin side, it's breathable. And you can also use a solid color. So we're at the end, we have 1, 2, and 3 stitches. I'm going to pull through all of those and decrease on this end, chain 1, turn our work. That's what it looks like. Repeat this row. Just keep repeating it until we get 1, 2, 3, decrease till we get high enough, and then we're going to turn and we're going to work on the other side of this. Now, because we have the brown and the purple and the pink on this side, the other side is probably going to have the green and the white, which is fine, because look, the green is right here, so it'll just be like the color patterning is going back that way. Them dogs sound like they're killing each other. I promise you they're not. They're just loud. This is what I deal with all day long. They get bored, they play and chase each other, and they growl like they're dying. Till one of them gets his face twisted in the other one's collar, like has happened to us. Alright, we got the last 3 stitches. Hey! Bentley! Scarlett, come here. See, I made a single crochet because I was paying attention to the dogs. Chain, 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 pull through all 4, chain 1, pause the video, deal with the dogs. Alright. Dogs have been separated. Little guy is in here, probably looking for something to chew on, and the big girl is out in the other room. Alright, so we're going to do one more row on this side. I'm going to do another row of decreases. 1, 2, 3. Get my head back into the game. And we're going to single crochet across. Till we get to the last 3 stitches. And 3 stitches left. We're going to single crochet those 3 together. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to slip stitch down the side to get back to that first chain. And we're going to come back later and single crochet around those, so it's not going to matter right now. Oops, that was a single crochet. That was not a slip stitch. Then when we get down here to our starting chain, we're going to chain 1. Now we are going to be working on this side. Okay. That was the wrong one. Alright, now. If you take and you pull your stitches apart a little bit, you're going to see where you need to single crochet. And this is the first row, so we're just doing a single crochet in every stitch. You should have 30, whatever your first chain, starting chain was, 34. You should have 34 single crochets across this row, or whatever your first starting chain is. But remember, we're not real, and I'm crocheting right over the top of that tail, because I don't want to deal with it later. And we're just going to single crochet across. And I'm not counting because I don't really care if it's 34, 33, or 32, or 35. It doesn't matter. We just want to make sure we get about a single crochet in every stitch. And for some reason right now, the Eye of the Tiger song just popped in my head. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight. Yeah. The things that go on in my head when I'm tutorializing. So now our noise warning is a puppy, a 4-month-old puppy that is jumping around the room looking for things to get into. And since he likes yarn, I have to watch him. He's over there by my scrap bucket. He's trying to grab one of my scrap balls. He goes in there all the time, takes my scrap balls. Bentley, no, leave it. Right now we're getting back to the end. We're going to treat these couple of rows exactly like we treated these rows. When we get to the end, we're going to chain one, and then we're going to turn. Okay, and see, this is the side we just worked. We're going along this side now. So this is our starting chain. We are going to decrease 3 on each side. Chain one and turn, pull up a loop in the next 3 stitches, and pull through all of them. Single crochet across this row, till you get to the last 3 stitches. And then you will decrease those last 3 stitches as well. And I like the big wide top on this headband because it holds back more hair. Like if you're having a bad hair day, or like maybe you got too much product in your hair and your hair looks a little bit greasy, this is like the headband to hide that. Or if you're like my daughter and you have bangs and you need to pull your bangs up to wash your face with your nightly face regimen or whatever, this works good because it's got the wider band on top to hold back your bangs. And just real talk, we all have those bad hair days. We all get product build up in our hair. It happens. Alright, we are to the last 4 stitches, so I'm going to put one more single crochet, and I'm going to decrease the last 3 stitches of the row. Chain one and turn. This is what it should look like so far. Decrease the first 3 stitches of the row. Single crochet across. The dog barks again because people are in the front yard. How dare they slam their own car doors? Keep in mind, people, I am a mom. I am a wife. I am recording out of a room at the front of my house. I do not have a sound studio. I do not have a quiet room. Oh, how nice would that be to have padded walls so that like you can't hear outside this room? That would be fantastic. Not realistic, but it would be fantastic. Apparently there's a lot more pink in here than there was the purple and the brown. So I guess we're going to have a mostly pink headband, which I have no problem with. I love pink. Right. Make sure we don't get those last 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Decrease. Chain 1 and turn. So it looks like so far. Decrease the first 3 stitches. Single crochet across. Another beautiful cotton that Premier Yarns has that would work really good for this is the hipster cotton, if you have any of that. Just sitting here thinking, I was like, man, because my hipster cotton is in the same bucket as my cotton batik. And I was looking, I was like, ooh, that would be a pretty headband. So in the future, you will probably see me wearing a hipster headband as well as the cotton batik. Oh, we're back to the purple. And we're back to the last 3 stitches, so we're going to decrease those together. Chain 1 and turn. So however many rows you do on this side, you want to repeat that on this side. So we have the brown row, we have 2 purple rows and 2 pink rows, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, well, we'll do about 6 rows, I think. As long as you fold it over and it's equal, we're good. We're good. Like I said, I tutorialize, I show you guys how to create things. I'm not a perfectionist. I am not a, I'm not one of those people that are very exact when it comes to creating. I just play a lot of times with yarn and it turns out beautifully, luckily for me. Shoot, I might not even be able to get to the green and white unless well, the green and white might come out with the strings, the straps to tie it down. You just never know. I like yarn that is unpredictable. By the way, the puppy has decided to lay down on the rug under my desk. So he's quiet, he's being a good boy. To the last 3 stitches. I'm going to decrease those together. Chain 1. Turn our work. What we have so far. We got about 2 more rows to go by the looks of that. Decrease the first 3 stitches, single crochet to the last 3 stitches. To the last 3 stitches, so we're going to decrease again. Chain, turn, check the measurements. Yep. Last row. Decrease the first 3 stitches. Single crochet across to the last 3. I'm going to say, to be safe, do 6 rows up and 6 rows on the bottom. can be honest, you can go as big or as small with these rows as you want. If you want this to be thinner, do less rows. If you want it to be wider, I'm at the last 3 stitches, so I'm decreasing. You want it to be wider, make another row or 2. Right. So I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to slip stitch back down to the beginning of the row. And I will show you why when we get there. So we are at the beginning. If this curves a little bit on the ends, don't worry about it, because it's going to curve around your head. So it's going to actually curve around the shape of your head. So if it curves, it doesn't lay flat. Your head's not flat, so it's fine. That's how it's supposed to be. Now when we get to the end of this row, when we get to the peak right here, we are going to make sure we're on the very tip with slip stitches. And then we are going to chain 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. That is going to be the tie that goes around the back of our head and ties us on. You can make this longer or shorter if you need to, if you have a bigger head or if you have a much smaller head, that's perfectly fine. And what I am going to do is I am going to single crochet back up to the top to make this just a little bit of a thicker. You can also slip stitch this to the top if you don't want the tie to be thicker. You can make it thinner by slip stitching it. I'm single crocheting because I just want it a little thicker. Just single crochet till you get back to the top. Oops. And when we're done with this, because we're going to work the single crochet row along with this, or on the outside, when we're done with this, we should only have one end to weave in, unless you did not crochet over the very first end, then you only have 2 ends to weave in. This is all made in one piece. Weird little green spot right there, that's kind of cute. I hope you are enjoying Premiere Week. I have worked very hard to provide you with the 5 tutorials for this week. So I hope you guys are having fun and enjoying these tutorials. I always get my creative juices flowing when I'm trying to create for Premiere Week. I really like this colorway. I'm not a big fan of the color brown, but like sometimes it just offsets. I really am liking brown with purple together. I also like orange and purple together, which doesn't sound like it would work, but it totally does. My tension is a little bit off today, but that's all right. Now, this is where we slip stitch to get to the chain. We're going to go up the side, and now instead of slip stitching, we are going to single crochet all the way around. We're starting our border. Okay. When you're done, if this is like all kinky like that, you just pull it kind of tight, give it a little tug, and then that will flatten out. But that's a tie, so it doesn't matter if it's kinked up. We're just going to single crochet in every stitch up and over and around. However, because this is kind of a football shape, we're going to do a couple of increases on the very top, just so that it's not tugging or pulling or puckering. Okay. So when we get up towards the center here, you fold it in half. That's the center. Somewhere around there. It does not matter which stitch. It doesn't matter. We're going to put 2 single crochets in that stitch, 2 single crochets in this stitch, and 2 single crochets in the next stitch. So in 3 of the stitches at the very top, we're going to put an increase just so that it curves a little bit. And then just continue single crocheting down. So three of those stitches will have an increase. And then we're going to crochet our way back down the mountain. I like to look at crochet stuff as, like, you know, things you can see in real life. So this is our mountain. Coming back down the mountain. I'm going over the top. I'm going over the top of the slip stitches because I don't like the way they look. And it's hard to work into slip stitches, so I'm just going out and around them. Okay, see? It gives it a cleaner look. And then we're getting towards the peak of the football where we started the first row. But luckily we have this green color here, so we can see that that is for a fact our first row. Okay, so that's what it looks like so far. Gives us a nice clean edge all the way around. We got our strap going. Now we're going to create the other strap. And remember, these are allowed to curl because it's going around your head. I'm going to chain 40 again and do like we did on the other side. And 40. And we're going to single crochet back up the side. In this strap we finally got back down to that pretty, I don't know what color you would call this, mint? It's not quite a mint. I would probably call this buttermint because it just looks like a pretty buttermint. You guys like buttermints? I love buttermints. My grandpa, who I was not very close to, but I always saw, he ate them all the time because he had stomach issues. And that was like his remedy, is buttermints. Which didn't really help him at all because he had stomach issues that buttermints couldn't solve. But he was still convinced they helped him. Single crochet in every stitch. Or every chain in this matter. Going back up. Yeah, I think when I'm done with this, I'm going to pull out some hipster yarn and use that and make another headband. I like these wild and crazy colors. But of course, you could use a solid colored cotton if you want. But over here at Cinnamon Stitches, we like color. I don't know what happened right there. That looks funky, but we're just gonna pretend we don't see it and just keep crocheting. And some weird malfunction happened right there. We're almost up to the top. And I'm sure you're already ahead of me. You can figure out what we're going to do next. Right alongside where we put that last single crochet before we chained, we're going to put a single crochet in that same stitch, just so that it's attached right there. And then we're going to work our way back up this side of the mountain. And put single crochets along this edge. And don't forget, when you get to the top of the football, right here somewhere, increase on 3 of those stitches by putting 2 single crochets in each one of those stitches. Doesn't matter exactly where. You're never going to notice where it's at. Just somewhere in the middle. So I'm going to put 2 single crochets there. 2 single crochets in this stitch. Well, there's the white. The white finally appeared. And 2 in that. So that was, yep, 2, 2, and 2. And then we're going to single crochet back to the beginning. Now this is the side, for me, that has the slip stitches, but they're on the back side, so I'm going to try to be careful to go out and around those to cover them up a little bit. And then we are back to the beginning of the row. So we're going to single crochet in the same stitch that we did the chaining out of for the other side. And then we're going to slip stitch to join in that single crochet. We're going to cut, tie off. And then you just weave that where the color coordinates. And there is our beautiful little headband. Multicolored, lots of fun. These straps you just tie around the back of your head like that. You can tie it twice like this. Or you can do a cute little bow tie if you want. And like I said, you can make this string as long or as short as you need it to be to fit your head properly, because it's completely customizable to your head, and that should fit your head perfectly. It fits my head perfectly. So, alright guys, thanks for watching this tutorial. Check out the cotton batik from Premier Yarns. I will always have that linked below. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye guys.